very much. Call meeting of the SAU41 Governing Board to order 5:38 p.m. on July 12th, 2023. Just because of the unusual circumstance, I'm going to ask that people just go around and identify themselves so we have it on the record.
Cindy Vancona, Co-op School Board Member.
Krista Whalen, Co-op School Board Member.
Andrea Levac, Hollis School Board.
Holly Darlow Babcock, Co-op School Board Member.
Amy Kellner, Hollis School Board Member.
Tom Solon, Co-op School Board Member.
Kate Stoll, Co-op School Board Member.
Allison Mannion, Brookline School Board Member.
Tammy Fareed, Hollis School Board.
We also have Andy Corey, Superintendent, excuse me, and Gina Bergskog, Assistant Superintendent, present. Who would like to take over? I'm not sure what is on the agenda.
Sure. So each of our boards has a treasurer who is, for this governing board, it's an appointed position. And this position reconciles our monthly statements and signs all of our accounts payable checks and payroll checks. Our treasurer for the governing board needed to resign effective immediately last week. So at this point, in order to continue to do business, we need to appoint an interim treasurer. We'll also be looking for more of a long-term one, but we do need an interim for this time being. So we have the treasurer, who is currently serving the Hollis School Board, has agreed to, on a very short-term basis, be appointed as the treasurer for the SAU Governing Board, and her name is Claudia Dufresne.
Oh.
So Claudia has been the treasurer for many, many years for the Hollis School District. Prior to that, she was a teacher for our school district, and prior to that, she was a bookkeeper. So she certainly has the capability of taking on this new role.
Any questions?
I'd like to add that Claudia is elected to her position, so she has met for many, many years responsibilities to the public through election, not merely appointment.
So she's elected in Hollis, and then the person who's the treasurer for like the co-op and Brookline are usually elected, no?
So Brookline and Hollis are elected positions. The co-op treasurer and the SAU Governing Board treasurer are appointed.
Okay.
The only point I was making is that she has met her
Sure.
responsibilities to the public and through public elections, so that sort of establishes a degree of reliability.
Is the former SAU treasurer, or was the former SAU treasurer of any districts as well?
Yes, he was the treasurer of the SAU Governing Board, of the Co-op School Board, and the Brookline School Board. So all three of those positions need to be filled.
But at this point, we are only talking about the SAU?
Correct.
At this meeting.
At this, yeah.
We'll address co-op in the regularly scheduled co-op meeting today, and Brookline has a special meeting scheduled for tomorrow at 6.
And is the suggested appointee only going to have the additional responsibility of the SAU, or will they be appointed anyway?
For the co-op, the hope is she's willing to do the co-op as well.
Yes.
She's unable to do Brookline.
Is there any conflict with someone being the treasurer of all of those three boards at the same time?
No, that's how it's been since I've arrived. Bob Roachford from Brookline has been doing Brookline, SAU, and the governing board that time, and Claudia has been doing Hollis.
Okay.
So we're kind of just flip-flopping and appointing somebody just in Brookline. Yep.
And the last question is there any RSA governing the appointment process of this position that you're aware of?
We reached out to legal, and this was the process that he suggested, because...
So what is the process? Is the board nominating, appointing, is the chair appointing?
We're recommending, then you would make a motion to take that recommendation for the appointment, and then the board would vote. If they vote in favor, that is done until we can find a permanent treasurer.
And does is this a paid position or stipended?
$1,000.
Will that get apportioned to this individual?
Yes. Prorated, not a portion.
Okay, prorated. Well, we'll also get a portion,
Well,
I
yes,
suspect, but it'll be prorated. And is there a deadline or expiration of the willingness to be the appointee?
As soon as possible.
But, so there isn't a deadline?
We don't have a strict deadline.
So she hasn't said that I can only do it until?
Not to my knowledge.
No, she doesn't want to be in it long-term, but at the same time, she's willing to step up and get us through this process until we can resolve the matter.
And what is the process for getting a permanent replacement?
We would probably do
It is
some...
posted.
Yeah, a posting, and then see who applies for the posting, bring that to the individual boards.
Will that have to be another appointment by this board?
Yes,
Governing board and co-op are appointments.
So that means that there's likely to require an additional special meeting before the next scheduled meeting of the SAU Governing Board? Or there's hope that there will be?
I'm not exactly sure, but there's hope that we could have a permanent person, because this board isn't scheduled to meet until October.
Right,
Yep.
okay, because that doesn't sound like soon to me in that context. Okay. Anyone besides me want to monopolize the room?
Yeah.
You asked a lot of good questions, Tom, thank you.
Well, sooner or later you get one. So we're looking for a motion to, is it worded in there?
Yeah.
Somebody want to make that motion?
I move to appoint Claudia Dufresne as interim treasurer for School Administrative Unit 41 for the remainder of the current term.
Second.
Does that wording leave it open to replace her?
Yes, because when we were ready, I'm sure she'd be willing to resign.
So she would have to resign.
Correct.
We can't unappoint her.
That's
Right.
correct.
Any discussion on the motion? Seeing that I don't think there's going to be a lot of dissension, we'll give it a try. All those in favor? It is unanimous. How many of us are there here now? Pardon me?
9.
Okay.
10, 9?
There's 9 of us.
I thought Tom walked in. Oh, it was Linda who walked
Linda, you want to vote?
in. Please.
So it's 9 plus.
Mhm.
So the motion passes. Is there any other business tonight?
There is not for the SAU.
Seeing that, I will entertain another motion.
I don't know if we needed to.
Do we need to do public input?
We can open up for public input and see who would like to speak.
Can we open and close? We don't have to stay open for 30 minutes?
Do we have to close public input? Can we open it and then adjourn the meeting and therefore meet the letter of the law?
In terms of the, from a board standpoint, you could open it and then you could close it because there's no public here. We could have done this as an emergency meeting. We chose not to. If you do an emergency meeting, you wouldn't have to do public input. So that's the next thing we'll debate for the next time we do this, when it's really only the one topic, and that one topic is pretty clear on the agenda what the board was doing.
At this point, I'll ask if there are any members of the public who would like to make public comment at this meeting. Seeing none, I'll ask if there are any other motions to be made.
I make a motion to adjourn.
By Holly. Chuck, did you get that? Holly, please.
Yep.
Yeah, Allison.
Yep, got it.
Okay, thank you, Austin. So, all those in favor of adjournment? Passes unanimously. We are adjourned as of 5:48.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Okay, you do, okay. And you got it.
Thanks, I will.
Okay, great.
Take care.